Hi everyone, this is Don. I'm going to be posting some videos. What started all this was back in August of last year. I had police come to my door and immediately said they smelled marijuana, which I told them that that was very possible because I was a medical marijuana patient and that I was a disabled guy and I used medical marijuana for pain management. They proceeded to state that they had come out here on a complaint. They never did say what the complaint was, but said it had to do with stuff that I had posted on my Facebook account, which anybody that knows me knows that I just post a bunch of memes and stuff that I find. And I posted a few pictures of medical marijuana and that kind of stuff. So I'm not sure what it was, and they never really did say either, but they came out here to violate my rights is what they did. They brought 4 police officers with them, no warrant, didn't have a single warrant with them, got me outside my door. And once they got me outside my door, they corralled me out into the middle of the yard, and every time I would object about somebody getting in behind me, and they did several times, they had police officers, get in behind me like I was going to take off running, this 61-year-old man that, I was going to run from them or I was going to cause problems. I don't know. The real thing was they was trying to get me away from my home. They didn't want me to go back into my house is what it amounted to. So the officers proceeded to tell me that they wanted me to give them permission to enter my home and check it out. And if there wasn't nothing going on, it wasn't a big deal. And, I told them straight up, I said, no, did you bring a warrant? And they said, no, do we need one? And I said, well, yeah, you need to get one. And at that point, the officer grabbed me up and proceeded to tell me that I was going to be handcuffed and that I was going to be detained in the back of the detective's car until they got a warrant here. And, when I asked them about why they were doing all this and violating my rights, they said that they wasn't going to let me back inside because they didn't want me tampering with evidence. Well, at that point, they didn't have any evidence. I don't know what they were even thinking at that point. But me being a disabled guy and my disability being in my arms and my shoulders and my back, these were statements of torture. I mean, and for me, that's exactly what it was because, for the most part, I had trouble taking care of my own business in the mornings because of the fact that I can't get my arms behind my back. And sometimes you can't. I just can't do it. I have that much damage in my arms and in my back. So, after discussion, I said, look, I don't know what you're looking for, but, you're welcome to go in my house, which I let them in here. And once they got in here, they did find I had 4 adult plants that were, a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks from being mature. And I had 3 or 4 little baby plants and stuff. So they found plants. Well, they proceeded to take everything in my home. Not only did they take the plants and the lights that they were growing with, they took all my medical marijuana. They took all of my apparatuses that I used to consume my medical marijuana. They took all my edibles. They took all my butter and that type of stuff. And they kept talking about, different laws that didn't protect medical marijuana. They kept talking about that paraphernalia laws. There was no paraphernalia guideline laws. So anything they found in my house that had been used was considered paraphernalia, and if it hadn't been used, then they couldn't do that. It was for tobacco use, and they kept quoting tobacco use, whatever. Those laws don't apply to a medical marijuana patient. Anyways, this was 6 months ago, and the other day there was a young deputy came to my door and served me with papers saying that I had been indicted on 4 charges. I had F2 for manufacturing, which, I'm still not sure what that's all about, what I was supposedly manufacturing. The only thing I can think is because they found the butters and they found the oils and stuff that's the only thing I can think of that they could have on me as far as manufacturing. But that, too, is legal in Ohio. I mean, Ohio recommends that medical marijuana patients find alternative means of consuming it because it's not legal for us to smoke it. We can't burn it. We can smoke it, but it has to be in a vapor form, which means you have to do concentrates or oils and that type of thing. So nothing they took out of my, or edibles also, you know, your butters and stuff. But so the stuff they took out of my house was not illegal for me to have. None of it was, except for the plants. I mean, the plants in Ohio, we are not allowed to grow. And I was growing simply because, like I said, I'm a disabled man. I live on very limited funds. And the prices here in Ohio are still $400 to $500 an ounce, which is ridiculous, but it's all controlled through the Board of Pharmacy, you know. So, you know, from day one, the initial day we went, prices were over $500. They didn't have any kind of concentrates. They didn't have any kind of edibles, any of that kind of stuff. All they had was flour, you know. So the first day we went, they said, you can't smoke this stuff, but here you go, here's flour. So, you know, and they recommended that we do other things. I mean, they gave us recipes to make edibles and that kind of stuff. So I'm not understanding all these charges, but anyways, there was a cultivation charge, and then they had 2 charges for possession, which it says that I knowingly bought and consumed medical marijuana, and I knowingly bought and consumed hash, which is your concentrates. Any kind of concentrate is considered hash. Well, that's my opinion. I don't know what they're considering it, but that was the other possession charges for hash. But here's the thing: in Ohio, my medical marijuana card specifically states that by me having that card, that I am able to possess that, and I am able to consume both of those items. So I'm not really sure what the charges are all about, anyways. But I want people in Ohio, and I hope all of you share these videos. I hope you do. I'm going to make several videos throughout this whole thing as I go to court and as I find out more things and stuff. But share them, please, because, you know, when I first got into the medical marijuana here in Ohio, there was only 1,100 of us, and that was back in late 2017. There was only, 1,100 medical marijuana patients. But now, as of March 1st, we have over 100,000. It's close to 130,000 medical marijuana patients. And I'm finding out that your medical marijuana card doesn't protect you from what they say it protects you from. My consumption has always been done inside my home or inside somebody else's home, which is all provided for under the medical marijuana card. The only way that they can make me surrender my card is if I get caught dealing, which none of the charges at all were for dealing, any kind of trafficking or sales of any kind. There was no charges of that at all. So I'm not sure what these other charges are. Like I said, they're, the cultivation, which is an F5 felony, which is, the lowest felony, or the lowest time felony that is the cultivation charge. And so, like I said, I'm not sure what any of these other charges are all about, how they can even do it. But as I learn more, I'll come back on here and post what's going on with everything. So, but please share these. I think, like I said, I think that people in Ohio should be aware of what's going on. And if they're doing this to me, maybe it is just Ottawa County, I'm not sure. But if they're doing this to me, they're doing it to other people as well. Like I said, they violated my rights. They had no reason to even come in here. They didn't bring a warrant with them. They didn't, but they brought 4 officers. So, they had full intentions of coming inside my house, warrant or not. They did. I mean, that's obvious. And the more I griped about it, the more they, kept telling me, well, if you keep griping, we're going to take you to jail. And I was fine with that. Take me to jail. Quit talking about it. Take me to jail. But, they did. They violated my rights. They came in here and bullied me. They threatened me with bodily harm. And I finally under duress, and I told them that. I said, under duress, I'll let you go inside my home. And like I said, so this whole thing has started out on a big violation of rights, and so as we go along and I find out more, I'm going to continue to post these videos so that people in Ohio do know what to expect. Hopefully it's not everywhere. I hope it's not. I hope that not every county is treating medical marijuana recipients this way. But like I said, if it happened to me, it's happening to other people as well. So, all right. Well, I'll be getting back with you soon. Peace and love.